Warner Brothers just on an absolute tear this year. Godzilla vs. Kong, Space Jam: A New Legacy, and my new personal favorite awful movie of the year, no hyperbole, Malignant. So what happened here? James Wan to me is the director you get at this point to get an extremely competent horror film that checks off all the boxes to become a box office success, then into sequel territory. Money, 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 and for some reason Aquaman, which made an absolute crap ton of money. So obviously as a business, it is an objectively right decision to give James Wan another movie. Come on, just farm us another $1 billion. It's so easy with you, buddy. First off, this feels like a parody of a James Wan movie. Super lit up scenes, nothing is natural in this film. Are you kidding me about this setting? Why does this hospital look like this? Why does this look like Frankenstein's castle? You pick a more scary movie cliche than this house. Like, I get it, it's a James Wan movie, and he checks off all these boxes with what we have defined as mainstream horror nowadays, mostly because of him. But why are people owning radios in, quote, present day? I'll give you a hint, it's not because it's trying to be an homage to the 80s. Why do they all have iPhones? Why do they static up when the creature's fucking around with the electricity? Why does this TV have static? I want to get ahead of what people's defense is to this movie. I've seen the claim that this is an homage to the 80s/70s type horror, with a touch of Italy with the color palette. What would give you this hint? There are a few reasons why it makes me believe that this isn't James Wan's intent. The line delivery is some of the worst I've heard in a mainstream horror film.
Don't. He'll kill you.
If you told me that no one had acting experience besides the lead, I would tell you that you didn't need to waste your breath on something so evident. I'm all for campy horror films, but why is this delivery so serious?
He speaks.
He's broadcasting his thoughts.
The protagonist is only good in juxtaposition of her other co-stars. The writing feels like a model wrote the dialogue and James Wan just created the world. First scene is where the writing really flourishes, as we get a typical domestic violence scene between the protagonist and the shitty boyfriend. This guy is an absolute cartoon. He is quite literally picking the worst possible things you could say to your lady friend. There's no subtlety whatsoever. And my favorite little nugget from this is this chick is slammed into the wall. Her head is bleeding. Mind you, she is wearing scrubs, so I hope she's somewhat knowledgeable on the subject. She goes to bed and she's still bleeding from her head. Nah, I'm different. Who needs a hospital? Just walk it off, sweetheart. Also, characters make conclusions really fast. Like this sister just randomly spits out in a tense moment that the creature is the cause of all of her miscarriages because he's eating off the babies. Like, why would you know that?
Madison, he killed your babies. He was the cause of your miscarriages. He was feeding off of your fetuses to build himself back up.
The sister also goes to this spooky hospital to find files on her sister. It's dark, it's spooky, and there's a sound that is made, and it's giving us the impression that there is someone there. Then it just cuts. She's safe. She's watching a VHS from the files. She's fine. Another reason why I believe this isn't an homage is the score. This is such an obnoxious score, and there's no consistency, which also ruins the tone. I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling. Samples that damn Pixie song, Where Is My Mind? Which needs to be collectively retired by the world. Most people remember it from Fight Club, but it's in a bunch of other shows. One of the only scenes that is completely quiet is actually the most comical. We watch this shitty boyfriend pretty much chase whatever the evil entity is for like 3 minutes. I absolutely love when these beings just decide to fuck around with their meal. Every close call in this scene is just an attempt to make you on your toes and gasp every time something turns on. Another thing I want to point out, this blender isn't plugged in, which I thought was odd originally. Then we find out later that this being can control electricity for some reason.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, are you having a heart attack?
No! My pacemaker!
So this needs to be addressed. Let's get to the origin of this spooky boy. So this is where a lot of spoilers are going to come in. Doesn't matter, this movie sucks. So the hook of this movie is that there's a cancer growing on our protagonist's back, and there's some sort of connection even after the doctors cut it off when she's a kid. Also, part of the cancer still lives in her head. There are also some references to the cancer potentially being the devil. So I have just a few questions, just a few. So first, obviously, why can it control electricity? We literally never know. Second, if it's just cancer, it shouldn't have any superpowers, right? So why is it teleporting all over the place? Like, this is completely undeniable. It is teleporting. I don't care what you say. I know we don't directly see it, but just look at it in these scenes. But again, only when it's convenient to the plot, which is evident in some later scenes where for some reason it's starting to run away when we've already seen you teleport. We've seen it. Third, why is the devil involved in any way? This mother just had a random devil baby. We get no reason why she would potentially have a devil baby. There's no backstory at all. I guess 1 out of every billion babies are just a devil. How are you supposed to develop tension when you can manipulate the rules whenever it makes the writing even easier? Let's talk about the visuals. This cancer is laughable. No one is scared to the reveal. I guarantee more people are laughing than scared at it. This movie is an absolute joke. I want to let you know, the cancer wants to kill the people from the hospital. That's his main goal from this film, which he does almost instantly. Why is he killing all these people? God, this jail scene is so awful. Why is this jail cell so massive? It's almost like you know a set piece is coming. Why is everyone comically awfully dressed? Like, what are these costumes? Why is everyone just shitting on her right when she walks in and acts like she's dressed like some rich chick? Is this how rich people dress? This looks like a pretty normal person to me. I'm sure they would all just sit there quiet when she walks in. The bodyguard doesn't hear any of this screaming. She's literally just screaming for like a straight minute, but you know, this bodyguard doesn't hear it. Dude, look at all these kills, bro. This movie's so cool. These are just straight comical. This is not an action movie, let me remind you. This film is almost perfect at being the most competent shit movie. This budget is 40 mil, which is a decent amount for making a horror movie, especially a James Wan movie. For reference, look at some of these other movies he's done. Insidious was 1.5 mil. The Conjuring, 20 mil. Why is this 40 mil? Where's the buddy going to? I know this review is all over the place, but this is a bit of a rant. This is just me hitting record and remembering all I could about a completely forgettable movie. I'm probably missing a lot here, but I hope James Wan is at home with his new wife, counting enough money to buy an island from this awful movie. Good job, big fella. He has confidently made a 1 out of 10 for me, and this is probably the worst film I've seen all year. It's probably better than Space Jam.